Right, I wanted to jump on and talk about what it's actually like to be an Amazon seller. Now, I've been working on my brand on Amazon for about 2 years now, right? One of the problems I see with the Amazon world is that people think you can just find a winning product, launch it, and you're off to the races. And it's the complete wrong way of looking at it. You actually shouldn't even look at yourself as an Amazon seller. You're building a brand, right? And what that means is you're using Amazon as a platform to facilitate the transactions of your brand and to market your brand. Like, you're building a business. You're not just a drop shipper. Like, people say to me all the time, oh, so you do like drop shipping? And it's nothing like that. Because I think back in the day, you used to be able to just find a product, put it on Amazon, and it would sell, because the market wasn't that sophisticated, didn't have that much competition. But the opportunity on Amazon has still stayed the same. If anything, it's actually a bigger opportunity, but because the opportunity is so big now, it's a harder skill to develop to be able to actually build a brand that is competitive on there, that actually makes money on there. And I'm reflecting on this because it's been about 2 years since I launched my first product on Amazon. And when I started, that was the mindset I had, was I'm just going to launch a product. And look, if that gets you going and starts your entrepreneurial journey, and just do it. Just launch something, figure it out, play the game. Because you've got to play the game, you've got to have skin in the game to actually get this working. But the big shift happens when you start focusing on building a business rather than just being an Amazon seller. Like, you want to leverage everything Amazon has to offer, but you want to build a business. And the moment you switch to being a business owner rather than an Amazon seller, things start to change. You start to take the process more seriously. You start to take your brand more seriously. You start to see your business as an asset and not just the profit loss at the end of each day. You start to think, if this line keeps going up and up and up, like, you're building something that's worth a good amount of money. Like, some Amazon businesses can sell for like 4 or 5x their profit when they're only doing like 500k a year. And so even then, at the early days, you're building an asset worth a few $100,000. And if you start building more and more and more and just adding the layers and layers and layers on, your businesses can be worth a shitload of money. And that's always a cool thing. And it took me ages to start viewing it in that way. I think there's a lot of misconceptions around what it actually is, around what it actually even takes to become an Amazon seller. Because when you think of it as just you're going on there to launch a product, like a dropshipper style, you're not setting yourself up for the reality of like the ups and downs of being a new business owner. Because trust me, there are some months where you're like, this is falling apart. I had a month recently where tariffs hit, so I'm thinking, shit, my stock is going to double in cost to get it shipped over to the US. Combined with Amazon deactivated my listing, and I didn't know why they'd done it, so I couldn't solve it because it's just their system just said deactivated. So I'm thinking, my business is absolutely falling apart here. And if you've just got this mindset of like, you're just going to throw a product up there and it's going to make you a millionaire, like, you're not going into it with your eyes wide open. You're you're going into it thinking this is going to be an easy ride where you can just throw a product in, you can find that winning product, when actually you have to treat it like you have to treat it like what a business actually does, because you're trying as an entrepreneur to solve a problem for somebody. And even if that problem is, I want to be able to cut my pizza more effectively than using scissors, like, here's a pizza cutter. That's really good. Like, you've helped solve a problem through selling pizza cutters. And if you have that mindset of I'm trying to solve a problem, you start iterating your product to be better and better and better for the customer. And that's how your brand starts to build. Like, when I launched my second product, which is now what's become a real brand, it wasn't that good at the start. Like, I had to listen to feedback, and I'm still working on feedback to make this as good as possible. I didn't realize how actually quite hard this product was to sell, because it requires installation. And if you haven't given the customer everything really clear leading up to the point in which they go to install it, or they receive the package and open it, they are just going to leave a bad review. And so I would get a lot of returns, get some bad reviews, and then the product starts to dip and dip and dip. And if you're not going in with this mindset of I'm trying to solve a problem for the customer, you aren't really running a business. You aren't really adding value to the economy, which is what ultimately gets you paid. But if you're just trying to go in and like hack the Amazon system through launching a product and it just ripping out the gate, kind of like the drop shipper mentality, is like, you're just setting yourself up to fail. So focus on building a brand rather than finding winning products. And there's frameworks you can use to sort of analyze the market to see, is your idea, is the problem you're trying to solve actually a problem that other people are trying to solve? Like, do people actually want pizza cutters? And then you can look at the market and be like, okay, there's already 1,000 high quality pizza cutters on the market. So if you're going to actually launch a pizza cutter, it needs to be pretty high level. And so maybe that's not the best market to go into when you're new to the game. Maybe you do want to go into a slightly less competitive market. But ultimately, the message here really is build a brand. Don't try and find a winning product. And after 2 years of building a brand now, that's been the big shift, is we're not trying to go on there to just find the secret money-making method of selling on Amazon. We're going on there to build our business. We're going to leverage Amazon to build our business. I hope that was useful. That's just some reality checks of what actually being an Amazon seller is all about. Catch you soon.